goddesses. I'm very happy to guide you today through a mobility class. We're gonna increase our flexibility and our range of motion. This is a class you wanna save in your favorites folder for future use when you are not doing another workout. I am using just the yoga mat, so grab your bottle of water and let's get started. We're going to start in a child's pose. So first, open your knees wide apart, bring your toes together, and then let your torso come forward onto the mat, making sure that you are creating space from the crown of your head to your tailbone. And also let's start thinking about our intention for today, and that is I surrender. And what a beautiful way to start practicing that affirmation, I surrender. Within this mobility class, we'll need to surrender to some of the movements, to increase our flexibility, to become more supple. See if you can create more space. Lengthen that spine. And when you feel ready, we're gonna move into a tabletop. So we're going to slightly close our knees, just a tiny bit, and then come into child's pose again, and then tabletop. So here what you're doing is increasing that energy, activating those muscles, and doing this slowly. We want to go deep in our poses today, being mindful and connecting to our muscles, connecting our breath to our body. That's going to help. Nice. Give me a couple more. And see if you can, before we end this pose with the last rep, if you can start activating that core as well. From here, we're gonna come forward, press your thighs firmly onto the mat, extend your legs behind you, and stay on your hands. Stretch that torso and bring your eyes upwards. From here, we're gonna come into a child's pose. And then again into an up dog, making sure that you are giving that nice gentle back bend to your body, and that your gaze is coming upwards if your neck flexibility allows it. And start connecting to your breath, while you are also activating your entire body. Here you are moving your torso, your shoulders, triceps, biceps, lower and upper back, your hips. So everything is getting activated. You're gonna give me a couple more. And you start feeling the warmth. You start feeling that energy flowing. And then one more. Beautiful job. And then from here, see if you can find your all fours position. Making sure that you are aligning your wrists directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And from here, we're gonna do a cat and cow. So dip your belly, lift your tailbone and head up to the sky. And then round up that spine. Let your head drop. Gaze onto the thighs. And then repeat. And as you round the spine up, you are going to exhale. And as you did the belly, you're going to inhale and exhale. You inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Give me a couple more. For 2. And then last one. Make it count. Dip the belly a little bit deeper. And then bring the spine closer to the sky. Nice. When you are ready, see if you can come into a down dog. So first find your down dog by tucking your toes under, lifting your hips, and trying to align your head in between your arms, pressing your hands firmly into the mat. To make sure that you are having this nice V inverted pose, micro-bend your knees if you need to lift the hips higher. Once you find your down dog, you are gonna walk it. And as you walk it, you're gonna make sure that you bring your chest closer to the bent knee. And you walk, and you surrender, and you trust the process. It's all about trusting the process and knowing that the universe or God or whatever you believe in has your back, and it's working towards your greater good. Keep walking. Beautiful. See if you can lift your hips higher while you walk. Very nice. And then when you're ready, we're gonna walk towards our feet. And once in here, just let your torso drop and come closer to your thighs. Place your hands wherever it feels comfortable, on the floor, on your shins, on your feet, on just below your knees. See if you can let your head drop. Ground yourself in this pose and trust. This is a pose that involves a lot of trust. You are letting your head drop, trusting you're gonna be safe, and that's what we are going to try to carry with ourselves throughout the day, that trust, that faith that everything will be fine. Beautiful. Close your eyes, open your face, and stay here for a few more breaths. Bring your navel to your spine, even in this pose. Nice. And when you feel ready, we're gonna start going up one vertebra at a time, inch by inch, you're gonna come into your mountain pose. Make sure you are taking your time and that you're really trusting your body and listening to it, attending to its needs, and tuck your chin. And that was a beautiful start to our workout. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come into a wider than hip width stance, and once we're there, raise your arms and come into a yogi squat. So once you are in that yogi squat, you may need to adjust your stance. Bring your navel inward towards your spine, and once you're here, you're gonna lift your hips, micro bend your knees, or really bend your knees a little bit and come forward into a hinge, and try to push those fingertips away from your body while also shooting your hips to the back, giving that nice stretch to your hamstrings. And then you're gonna come into a mountain pose with your arms elevated, and we're gonna repeat. So a squat, lift your hips, hinge forward, stretch here, bend your knees to make sure that you are stretching your hips and your hamstrings, and then come up. And we're gonna repeat this for a few more times, making sure you're going as deep as possible in every phase of the movement. Align your head to your spine. So we squat, elevate your hips, hinge forward, stretch, up, reset. Squat, bringing that flexibility in. Hinge forward. Create some space in those hamstrings, and then up and reset. We're gonna do this a couple more times. So down, a squat. Really stretch those hips. Up, hinge forward, keeping those knees bent. Bring that navel inward. Keep bringing those arms away from the center of your body, shooting those hips back and up. Reset. And one more time. Down, dip those hips, stretch the glutes, elevate the hips, hinge forward, stretch those hamstrings. Beautiful job. You're doing amazing. Surrender, trust the process, and reset, calm down. Beautiful job. Let's stay here in the yogi squat just for a few moments to reset. And to reset, I mean take a few deep breaths in and out. In and out. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna come into a narrow stance. Bring your navel inward, lift your pelvic floor, and brace your core. Once you are ready, you are gonna sit into a chair, bringing some mobility to your knees, to your hips, and then you're gonna come up into a mountain with your arms in a cactus pose, lifting your head up, gaze on the sky, and really squeezing that back. So we're bringing mobility to every part of our body with this movement. When you come up and you do this, then we're gonna turn to the right and to the left, and then we sit again. So we sit, cactus to the center, right, left, really turning to the side, and then chair, cactus to the center, cactus to the right, cactus to the left. Bring that navel inward, down into a chair, cactus to the center, cactus to the right, cactus to the left. Smile, surrender. What a beautiful process. Up, cactus to the center, cactus to the right, cactus to the left, and sit in that chair. We're gonna stay here just for a few more reps. As you cactus to the right, you cactus to the left. We're gonna come down, chair, cactus to the center, cactus to the right, cactus to the left. Two more. Chair. Bring that mobility with intention to your knees, to your hips, to your shoulders, to your lower back. And also make sure as you do this last rep that you are engaging your core. And we are done with this pose. Interlace your fingers behind your back and give a nice stretch to your chest. Gaze up. That felt so good. Now, when you are ready, you're gonna bring your left foot to the back, coming into a wide stance lunge position. And once you have that stance, drop the knee and tuck your toes. Bring your hands on the mat and come into, you may need to readjust that position, coming into this deep lunge stretch of your inner thigh, your inner hip. Bring your navel inward and just enjoy the process here. Enjoy the movement, enjoy the slight discomfort you might be feeling. And once you're ready, you're gonna glide your pelvis to the back, rocking backwards onto that heel and stretching the right leg, the hamstring, the calf, and then you are going to rock forward, planting firmly that foot onto the mat and enjoying that inner thigh stretch. It is easy for us to forget to engage our core in a pose that feels more difficult for all of us. So I am reminding myself to keep lifting my pelvic floor and bracing my core as I do this. So you come forward, stretch, and then you glide backwards. Coming onto the heel, stretching the leg. Making sure that you go as deep as possible and that you are really engaging all the muscles that we are working here. Surrender to this movement. Let it carry you. Let your prana do the force, do the effort. So you come forward and back. And as you come back, see if you can come onto towards your leg a little bit closer into a forward fold in this more challenging position. So you come onto that thigh. Beautiful. You're gonna give me 3 more. Brace your core for 3. For 2. It feels so good. It really does. And for 1. Bringing that flexibility, that suppleness. Beautiful job. Now you're gonna bring your right knee to meet your left knee and switch foot by coming into your left foot on the top, on the front. And from here you're gonna repeat. So first coming to that deep lunge. You might expect that one leg feels different than the other. This one might feel more supple or more tight, depending on how you carry your body day to day. So the idea is to bring symmetry with these unilateral movements. And then you glide back, extending that left leg, and then coming forward. As you come forward, maybe you can also bring your gaze up to the sky and then on the mat. Enjoy this movement. So you come forward, press firmly into that foot on the mat, gaze upwards, and then glide your pelvis back and stretch that back side of your leg. Beautiful. Whatever you focus your attention on, it's going to thrive and it's going to grow. So make sure that in moments that feel challenging like this one, you are still bringing your attention to the positive, to the beautiful aspects of your life, of what you want to attract. You come back, stretch, see if you can create more space. And here you are grounding a little bit more, bringing that gaze up to the sky. And then glide back. And you are gonna give me from here 3 more. So it's a mobility class, but we are also bringing some heat to the body. For 3, for 2, and beautiful, almost there, and for 1. Nice. Enjoy that last stretch. Beautiful. When you feel ready, bring your left knee to meet your right and sit on your heels. Now it's time to bring some flexibility and some suppleness on the upper body. So bring your hands right next to you, staying on your fingertips. And if you can, see if you can twist your torso to the left side and then bring your shoulder towards the center of the mat. And then you reset. And then you switch. And then up. You dip your shoulder, keep your navel inward and up, and you switch. And up. Really twisting your body, trying to move that prana that might get stagnated when we don't move. especially the upper body. And if we work in front of a computer, that's another story, and we don't move the upper body enough. So this is going to bring some suppleness and some mobility to make sure that we do our upper body classes in a much better way, in a deeper, more engaged way. You're gonna give me 3 more. 4, 3. Keep that navel inward. 4, 2. And lastly, 4, 1. Beautiful job. Now from here, we're gonna sit on the mat, cross your legs and reset. So making sure that you are taking a deep breath in and out. Even in these mobility classes, it's so important to keep breathing. So once in here, we are going to bring the left hand or even the forearm on the floor, and then extend your right arm overhead towards the left side, coming into this nice side bend, making sure that your hips remain square on the mat. And once you feel that nice stretch, you're gonna hold it for a few breaths, and then we come onto the other side into this nice fluid movement, trying to stretch the muscles of the back, open our chest a little bit, and then we switch sides. Really trying to reach longer with those fingertips and lifting your pelvic floor, raising your core, and coming into this nice fluid movement that's bringing so much suppleness. Trust the process. You're getting stronger, you're getting more supple, more flexible, finding more length. And when we do just one class, the results are not that noticeable, but I promise you will see the results. Beautiful job. You're gonna give me a couple more. We go to the side, stretch longer, try to reach those fingertips a little bit more towards the left, and then we repeat onto the other side towards the right. Beautiful job. Keep that core engaged. Keep that pelvic floor lifted. Nice. Beautiful job. When you are ready, bring your right hand in the front of your body and the left hand at the back. Both arms are gonna feel like they are extended, and then you're gonna twist to the back, twist that torso towards the left as much as you can, and then we're gonna switch to the other side. Beautiful job. Keep that core engaged. This can feel also as a little bit of a core toning exercise. So lift that pelvic floor, brace your core, and do this with intention to bring more space to your body, to your torso, to your spine. Find that length. Beautiful job. But also we're toning the abs a little bit in this moment. Give me a couple more. And last one. Nice. Now when you feel ready, extend your legs in front of you. Raise your arms up to the sky, flex your feet, and come forward, wherever that means, wherever it feels comfortable. So find that length, especially we are creating space in the lower back. So focus on that area, especially if you have feeling a little bit of pain there. This is a beautiful pose to bring healing, to bring space, suppleness. Sometimes we just need more mobility when we feel tight, not just in body but in mind. Beautiful. You're gonna extend your arms once again. Try to reach longer or deeper this time. Flex your feet and make sure that you bend forward, trying to go deeper this time. Close your eyes, relax, surrender. Trust that everything is happening for your greater good. Release all expectations of the outcome. Just enjoy this moment here. Go deeper. Beautiful job. Now turn and come onto your belly, pressing the balls of your feet, your thighs and your pelvis onto the floor, and then bringing those forearms, making sure that your elbows are directly aligned with your shoulders, palms on the floor. Lift that upper chest up and give a beautiful, nice back bend stretch to your lower back, making sure that you are still pulling that navel towards your spine. Your back needs that support from your core, so let it have that grounding foundation. Gaze forward, relax, surrender. Connect to your breath. Nice. Just the perfect counter pose we needed after that back bend, after that full forward fold that we did. And when you are ready, we're gonna come into our last pose, savasana. So this was a very effective mobility class. We addressed every single muscle. This is a perfect session to add to our week, to increase our engagement in each workout we have, to go deeper in each movement. And it was also a very nice practice as we reflected on surrendering to the outcomes, to the expectations, to the opinions of others. I hope you can carry with you today that sense of surrendering, letting go of whatever you cannot control. Stay here on the mat for as long as you need to. Happy healing, and I'll see you on the next one.